Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today in deck number 736, we're going to talk about Ramses Overdark. Dude that looks way more sinister than it actually is. So for 6 mana, keep in mind this was back the set that gave us legendary creatures. So sometimes when sets that old, they may have missed the mark one way or another. Either a card was way too underpowered or a card was way too overpowered. There aren't many that straddle that middle ground, but for 6 mana, we get a 4/3. Tap, destroy a creature which has an enchantment card played on it. Now, I'll be honest with you, I loved building this deck. I'm going to love playing this deck. I haven't played it yet. But I love decks that call for cards that no other deck wants. I really do. And this is all about playing enchantments on creatures that aren't yours. And we may have a few that are ours, but the idea here is the deck translates Ramses into tap kill a creature. So there were a few cards that I wanted to just automatically include. Number one, the Rootwater Shaman said that I can play auras whenever I could play an instant. So, and then the Rootwater Matriarch to just gain control of target creature as long as it's enchanted. So those are also work within the I want to play auras on my opponent's things. Let's peel through the ramp real quick. Of course, we have a Soul Ring, an Expedition map. The X map can go get any number of things. Dimir Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Star Compass, Drake Skull Cameo, Dimir Locket, and Cluestone, a Dark Seal Ingot, and Worn Power Stone. I know that's a lot of it, but in order to get the deck rolling, we've got to have Ramses, and oh boy, costs 6. Now, there are several different types of enchantments. Number one, I really like this category of the when enchanted creature dies, you get it. Dominion's Return, Unholy Indenture. This returns it under your control with a 1/1 counter, so it's better. Fool's Demise. The beautiful part about Fool's Demise here is not only do you get it, but when Fool's Demise is put in the graveyard, you get it back, so you can keep recasting. Of course, it is 5 mana, so. And then False Demise. Get those confused a lot. Yeah, so I like those. Not only do I get to kill one of your creatures, then I get it. There are a few more enchantments that when they hit the graveyard from play, they come back to your hand, which that enables quite a bit Ramses, the Despondency, and the Screams from Within, because we're going to go through our enchantments quite quickly if we're doing a 1-for-1. You know what I'm saying? I put 1 on a creature, I tap to kill it, well, now I've lost that enchantment, and I have to have things like the Skull of Orm or the Crystal Chimes to get those enchantments back. And I love enchantment alteration. I played this all the time when this was Type 2 legal. The word standard didn't exist back then, but to just move those enchantments around. So let's look at these enchantments, shall we? Gaseous Form. It removes the threat provisionally. Some creatures don't have to attack or block just to be a menace on the battlefield. We have Weakness. It's really cheap, just 1 mana, and that way. And I love the unlimited text here. It is dead. Invisibility, that's obviously more for our commander than anything else. Although, hey, it doesn't matter. If we want to, invoke a little chaos at the table, you can put invisibility on somebody else's creature, keep Ramses at the ready, and just say, don't come this way. Creature Bond. This is a deck just made for Creature Bond, right? Yeah. I am I going to keep getting back creature bond with a Skull of Orn to kill with Ramses Overdark like it's 1994. I've got Animate Artifact in there. Because check that out. This is one of the only cards that allows us to... I know there's a few more, but this was the first one. That allows us to tap Ramses to destroy an artifact. Because Animate Artifact now makes that artifact a creature. And it's enchanted. Right? A lot of these, Betrayal becomes tap, draw card. Apathy. Awesome Presence. Torture. Torture made me go look for another card that I really want in the deck. Crown of the Ages was only printed in like Ice Age in 5th edition or something like that. If I run across one, this is the deck I'm going for. Crown of Ages lets you move an enchantment, an aura from creature to creature to creature. So, yeah. Mogus's Favor. Hateful Eidolon. Now, that's not an enchantment per se, an aura, but you get to draw a card for every one that you kill with Ramses. Binding Agony, it's an annoyer, the 1 damage, but it's for each damage dealt to it. So if there's a red player at the table, pray for a blasphemous act, right? Enfeeblement, there again. Seizures. You pay 3 or take 3. Diplomatic Immunities, of course, another one that is, we are only going to play that on ours because we don't want to give the Shroud to anybody else. Spirit Shackle. I guess you can tell that I leaned way into the older enchantments. Those took precedence over the new ones because, it's Ramses. I really want the old stuff. Errant Minion. I do have a Dead Man's Chest. To get to cast things. Speaking of casting of Bones, draw 3 cards and discard 1. And then our Followed Footsteps in case there is anything out there that we want a bunch of copies of. Now, obviously, we... can't do Ramses because the whole legend rule thing, but if somebody's got something that you really don't want to kill, Follow Footsteps can get you some copies of it, I skipped right over. There's a Sign in Blood, Diabolic Vision. We have a... Now, Phyresis is another one that was, that's really conditional. Obviously, we're going to want to put it on something of ours, but maybe not, right? Diabolic Shooter is going to go find us what we need. And Sealed Fate. Yeah, that's where the Fate Seal mechanic got its name from. To be honest with you, because it's older now, I was in the colors. But we're not quite done with the enchantments yet, the auras. Because there's a whole nother... The idea is we're enchanting things. So the Control Magic line of enchantments is pretty good, just play an enchantment, steal a thing. Gain control of target creature, we have Abduction. Now, Abduction gives it back once it dies. Mind Control. I like Confiscate because it's enchanted permanents. You get to steal that planeswalker, land, whatever it is that you need. Take Possession, also enchanted permanent with Split Second. And then steal Artifact because, sometimes you just gotta have it. And even... I have cast Steal Artifact on somebody's Soul Ring before. Granted, that kind of turns it into a Cisse ring. You paid 4 for 2. But anyway, it's not bad, right? Especially if it's something mean. Now, removal-wise, some counter magic, negate, mana leak, remand, hinder. I wish I had another tunnel vision for in here just as a 2-card whatever combo. Doomblade, Murder. Oh, I forgot an Undermine. Etherize. But then Breath of Dreams. Yeah, I count this as removal. Does have cumulative upkeep, but you know what? Green creatures require an additional cumulative upkeep of 1. We're only upkeeping this one card. 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how long it's there. All green creatures are going to get that same upkeep. But they've got to pay before you've got to pay, because you pay this during your main phase and you pass turn to the green player, and then they have to pay before you. So it's going to kill some green creatures. Yep. And, you know, it's Foglio art. Who doesn't want that? And that brings us to our large amount of non-basic lands. We have Temple of Deceit, Darkwater Catacombs, Tainted Isle. By the way, I want to stop and a big thank you to the pair of Chris's in the on the patron list there that have helped me out. Both of them have sent me big blocks of non-basic lands, and I do appreciate it. Help out with the decks. Sunken Hollow, Ice Tunnel, Salt Marsh, Demir Aqueduct, Dismal Backwater, Demir Guildgate, Submerged Boneyard, Drowned Catacomb. See, I told you there was a bunch. Temple of the False God, the Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, and the Command Tower. And that gets us our 99, or 100, as it were. So, that is what we have got for Ramses. What did I miss? I know that there are... See, I tried to use as many white border lands as possible because, you know, I was in that mood from the, you know, 94, but I don't know. It didn't vibe out all the way, right? So, that is 736. Let's go put it on the wall. Ramses. Ramses is a good one. I look forward to playing that just because it's so odd. It's so different. It's not the same old. You know what I'm saying? They don't make commanders like that all the time. And I'm looking at these 40 new legends we got from the D&D sets, and a lot of them are just more of the same. You know, you've got the Boros equipment commander. You've got the Simic. I'll put lands into play commander. I like different stuff. I do. But anyway, that's what I have got for today. I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.